So first off, just tell me what were some of the things that like inspired you to make the Caitlin Clark mural, because I know that you did it, I think, before they even drafted her, right?
Yep. So basically, what I did was, as soon as I found out she was eligible, I know we had the #1 pick. I started doing the mural immediately. So just to try to be ahead of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much what inspired it. And just watching her play last year, and this year, all the excitement around it. It's kind of just geeked up, so I had to get her up there.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel like it turned out? Were you pleased overall with how everything looked?
Oh yeah, I was happy. I knew that a lot more attention would come once she got here, so I was like, I'm glad she made it here. Yeah, so it was pretty much a smart move on my end. I kind of wanted to welcome her. I knew she was coming. I just wanted her to kind of feel the love and the energy coming from the city as she was coming here.
Have you been surprised with the amount of attention it's gotten? Because I've seen it, on a lot of national news outlets even. Have you been surprised how many people have paid attention to your work after this one with Caitlin?
I am. You never really know how far this stuff is going to really go. I imagine it pretty much being just local, but it kind of spread it a lot more than I expected, and it's still going. I can't believe that it's still running. Maybe a month later, so yep, still lining up interviews and still going strong.
Mm-hmm. Has this been a good? I don't know if you've gotten more business out of this. Has it been a financial gain for you to be able to do this and to have a lot more attention around your work?
Oh yes, a lot of people have reached out from different states. It's a lot. I'm not able to do everything, but a lot of people ask. So a lot of them I'm gonna try to do, and just depending on their time frames. But it's definitely brought attention with people requesting work.
What are some of the things that you're a native Indianapolis resident, right? Have you lived here your whole life?
I have.
Okay, so just in terms of what Caitlin can bring to the city, what are some of the things that you feel like she can do for the city, this community, as she comes here and starts her career?
The energy, the business. It's going to be a lot more business. More people mean more business. So I'm hoping they embrace the fact that she's here, and a lot more visitors are coming. Like a lot of people from Iowa are buying up tickets. So it's a beautiful thing actually, and I just kind of like the relationship between Iowa and Indiana that's going on right now, with him going to Iowa as well. So it's pretty dope. I believe she's going to bring a lot more business, a lot of energy. The attention is already going for the WNBA, so I'm loving it. It's well overdue.
Yeah. Let me adjust something real quick, and then I'll come back for a few more questions. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. So tell me too, have you been a WNBA fan for previous years? Have you been to Fever games before or anything?
Oh yes, I like Tamika. Okay. I've watched her for years. It was a lot of energy based around her coming in as well. They actually brought a championship in 2012, so it was pretty dope. So I've been watching quite a few of the players, Maya Moore, and it's a lot of them now. But and I'm glad they're actually garnering attention. They're getting it finally. The Caitlin effect is a real thing, so I'm just watching it unfold. It's pretty dope.
Have you noticed a lot more maybe buzz or hype around the city after she got drafted? Just a lot more people talking about the Fever compared to years past?
Oh yes, you hear the conversation going almost anywhere you at these days in the city. Everybody's talking about it. Whether it's barbershop, if you have on any other clothes, people are going to spark up a conversation about it at this point now.
You talked about how some people have asked you to do more different pieces of work. Has anybody asked you for more Caitlin pieces of art or anything else for her?
They haven't asked me. I've seen a new piece go up in the city that somebody just done. I actually shared it on my page. It's pretty dope. So I know there's more to come. There's going to be a lot more to come soon.
And is this one going to be here for good? You're never going to cover this one up?
No, these are here. These pieces are here for the fans, and I have no plans on covering. This is my new work, so yeah, this is it.
Ryan, just first tell me, what I think that the Manship group, they had reached out to you about kind of commissioning this. Had you had some initial ideas even before that about doing a Caitlin Clark piece or anything?
Actually, kind of the first idea was just kind of do whatever you want. Mm-hmm. So we started throwing around some ideas, and Clay Manship actually was like, hey, let's do a Caitlin Clark thing. Mm-hmm. And my first reaction was, well, Kwazar just did that, so I wanted to make it completely different than Kwazar's mural, obviously, so it was, something new, something fresh. So I kind of Mine's more, obviously it's my style, more letter based, and not a big portrait like his, because I can't do portraits like him. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
And it's her in a fever jersey. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
got kind of a local connection. Hers is, more of a face thing, so kind of brings the local connection to the city, I have to imagine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So what was your inspiration? Or, I mean, did you have to? I'm so like art illiterate that it's like, did you watch some games or did you just like look at some photos or something to get some inspiration for it?
Looking at a lot of photos, and then I'm real heavy into lettering and graffiti art and stuff like that. So for me, it was kind of like taking the Fever logo and putting my own spin on it, and then just kind of using like the logo style lettering and doing the Caitlin, and then of course the Clark is just kind of my own like graffiti style.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that's mainly it. It's just kind of looking at the fonts and the letters and the logos that are already floating around.
And is it all like spray paint or?
All spray paint on this one, yeah.
Okay, and even Caitlin's part, I mean, the details are so intricate that I'm like amazed sometimes that that's spray painted.
Yeah, that's spray paint. Much like a Banksy piece or something like that, I used a stencil to do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, so.
What's been the reaction? I mean, have you heard about a lot of people coming out and checking it out, or is the word still kind of getting out about it?
The news took somebody from the news took a photo before I had a chance to take a final. So obviously people are around and seeing it, and it popped up on the internet before I was able to post it. So, people driving by are nothing but enthusiastic and super cool about it. So. People are excited and it's out there, so here we are.
Do you have an impression of why that is? I mean, Kwazar talked about it. I mean, do you know why it is that like this stuff around Caitlin Clark is such a big deal to so many people?
Oh well, it's a game changer on so many levels. For Indianapolis, it's a game changer. It's blowing our city up. We just had the NBA All-Star Weekend. The Pacers are in the second round of the playoffs, and then Caitlin Clark is just like the icing on the cake. For female sports in general, I don't think it could be bigger. I mean, this is huge for, just female sports. So, and then on top of that, we've got, artists like myself and Kwazar who are able to kind of capitalize on this. Pacers Sports and Entertainment, they've probably hired like 30 or 40 artists that I know personally to work on murals like this around town. So. If you go downtown by Gamebridge, you can see all kinds of stuff like this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just a couple things and I'll come back over. Just gonna zoom in a little bit more here. Okay. I don't know how many like kind of sports related pieces you've done, but has the reaction to this particular piece been bigger than previous pieces or more so than other stuff you've done?
Yeah, oh yeah. I've never had it where the news was like instantly trying to contact me, and a lot of times because I'm out working, so I'll set my phone down for hours at a time. I come back, I see my phone, and it's kind of overwhelming with DMs and text messages and emails and stuff like that. So not complaining, it's been awesome. But yeah, this is the biggest reaction I've ever had to any art that I've put out, really.
And is it, I mean, when I was talking to the Manship today, they talked a little bit about maybe like removing the guardrail here and doing some other things. Is the piece itself totally finished, or are there any finishing other touches you're doing with it?
The guardrail has been a challenge in itself. When it's out, I am going to touch up a few things along the bottom, but for the most part, it's completely done. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And have you lived in Indianapolis your whole life? Like, were you raised here and everything?
Born and raised. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me about like just the overall impact of having Caitlin here and what you've seen about around the like fervor for the Fever this season. Just because I have to imagine that it's very different than previous seasons.
Oh yeah, it's completely it's different than it's ever been in the past. Not to downplay the Fever, but a lot of times they're kind of, secondary to the Pacers or whatnot. So this kind of puts them, right there with the Pacers in terms of like, that's the top-notch entertainment for the city, and it just kind of gives everybody the camaraderie, that we all have for the Pacers, the Colts, and things like that. So now we have. We've always had the Fever, but now we have the Fever. So.
Have you ever like followed the Fever very much, or I don't know if you're a sports fan or ever been to a game? Anything?
I've been to a couple of Fever games,
Really?
but I've never like followed them in turn, like kind of how I do the I mean, my wife and I spent every last dollar on Pacer tickets that we have, so we're pretty tapped out in terms of time and money to spend on sporting activities. But now we have to bump up the budget and find time for the Fever. So
have you? Do the Pacers or anybody, do they offer free tickets or anything for doing stuff like this? It seems like if they're kind of calling to commission this stuff, that they'd give you a little bit of a boost in there or something.
You would think so. They should hit me up, and yeah, most definitely. We'll work for food or tickets. No, for the most part, I just do this stuff for fun. I do like to get paid when I can, but for the most part, for me, this is just for the love of it. So
okay. How special is this this time to be in Indianapolis? Just like kind of knowing that you have such a young superstar who could really impact and grow the city in so many ways.
Well, this is May in Indianapolis. So if you've never been to Indy in May, the whole city has a certain feel to it. Everybody's kind of a little amped up, ready to go. Sports, the Indy 500, and again, now's the start of the Fever season. So a whole nother reason to get excited. So. And the weather is finally good, so this is the best time to be in Indy right now.
Yeah. Are you personally thinking of doing any other KGAN pieces anywhere else in the city? You talked about some other people doing some things.
I'll probably lay off on I'm gonna just kind of absorb the attention that I'm getting from this for a while, and the next thing that I want to do on probably a bigger scale would be like a Miles Turner piece, but yeah, I should probably lay off the KGAN stuff for a while.
Sounds good. Anything else you want to say?
No, just no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen many? I talked about Kwazar. Mentioned a lot of Iowans have been coming and looking at stuff. Have you noticed or heard of any people specifically from Iowa coming in, taking pictures of the piece or anything?
Not yet, but this one's only been here not even a week. So yeah. I would imagine that just like Kwazar's mural, I think people will probably come and see it. But so far, I haven't really been around to notice anything yet, but yeah. we'll see.
Time will come this season. So